development ordinance. And so what we want to do is make sure that our comprehensive plan is where we want it to be, and then we'll come back and do the regulations on the land development ordinance in order to match what we're trying to do in the comprehensive plan, or at least bring it up to that.
So we could get some leverage to have bikeways and pedestrian ways taken care of as a part of regular development.
Yes.
Just as sidewalks are now, rather than the city having to do every bit.
Paul's talked about the possibility of, we want to do an overall map for the city that, talks, it really gets into what type of bikeways, there's different types, what type should there be in certain areas? How should they interconnect? Where do they go? What's the destination? Are they pleasure or are they commuting type bikeways? So we need to get some of those questions out there and get them answered, and then put some kind of a map together that we can adopt, and then we should in turn adjust our regulations to direct us toward that. So when something does come in here, we know what we're going to do in that area. We don't guess at it. We don't think, well, this might be a good place. Well, does it go anywhere? No, I don't know if it goes anywhere or not. So it's a good time to, we know what we're doing, and hopefully we can continue with that. So that's why that item was on there, and I was just wanting to state that Paul's been doing a good job on the BPAC committee. So we might get with them and work with them too on that, so that we're not doing two separate things.
And Paul, is it not the case that it's 2 weeks from today that BPAC will meet? The February 9th, right?
I think that's right.
It's the second Tuesday of February
Yeah.
at 4 p.m. in the community room. I can't think of I'm not sure about the number, but it's the second Tuesday.
Right. And, it doesn't meet every month. It meets when something needs to be
Right.
done. And on the agenda this time is, well, it's always on there, sidewalks and bikeways.
So, right. Let's see, I'm trying to think what we've got on the agenda. We were going to hopefully meet with a couple representatives of the college about a scaffold cane path. Let's see. And I was going to bring the committee up to speed on the Indian Fort path and where we are on
Okay,
that. And I know there was one or two other items. I can't think what they were off the top of my head, though.
But if planning and zoning sidewalk and bikeway members could come to that meeting, it would certainly make for some good cross-fertilization.
Sure.
Right, and if the planning commission or committee would like to invite the BPAC committee to another time that's more conducive. This is 4 p.m. in the afternoon, not everybody can make
Right.
that, so.
Okay.
So just let us know if
Great.
you want to have a joint meeting, and
Okay.
we'll work something up.
And Dale, do you have access, would you have access, or would the city have access to already existing ordinances that other towns like Berea might
Yes, I have
in
some.
place?
Yes.
If we
I
could,
think Sean brought me some.
Yeah.
okay,
I've got them somewhere over there in my office.
okay,
I
if we
probably
could
still
get
have
access to that, it'd be great. Okay. So that's, does that finish us up on item 2, bikeways and?
As far as I know, I just wanted to bring that to the forefront because I wanted us not to forget about it, because it's very important. We need to keep it moving, and that's what my whole idea was on that, just to make sure everybody knows where we are.
Before we move on to the most important, no, are we done with that one? Is everybody good?
Yes.
Okay. So item 3 is input on the chicken ordinance, which if you're hungry, this could be important.
Okay, as some of you may be aware, most of you may not be, I'm not sure. Our ordinance that we currently have is it's an old ordinance that was originally put together, and it's dated April the 16th of 1918. That was the original ordinance. There's been a few adjustments to it here and there since then. But at that time, they talked about pasture land and feedlots. That was the basic two concepts that they had at that time. And they divided all the animals into units, such as 25 chickens constituted an animal unit. Let me see here. 4 ponies, 2 cows, 2 sheep, 5 goats, 25 turkeys, 2 mares. But anyway, they broke them into what they called animal units. And then they would allow you to have a certain number of animal units according to how much land you had, whether it was classified as pasture area or feedlots. Pasture area is at least 1 acre, and it's where the animal unit has free reign to that entire acre. Okay, and it could be more; it could be 5 acres, but the animal unit had full reign to that. Feedlots were very confined. Very tight. And if you get a vision of the old time feedlots, They were usually very muddy, very nasty.